On the Sunday before Memorial Day, I saw in a local runners, walkers, and cyclists page on Facebook that some people were leaving out and going to do a ride, a quick 12 to 14 mile ride, and I thought it was sounded like a good time. I didn't get there, I guess, before they left because I missed them, but I ended up riding a good 12 miles myself. It was a great ride, and in the spirit of Memorial Day, we're doing it to remember all those who sacrificed themselves before us. On this special day, Memorial Day, I myself, a disabled Air Force veteran, am cycling to honor those who have served and gone before me. The plan was to leave from the Pine Grove Volunteer Fire Department at 8 o'clock, and while I got there right at 8, they must have left a little bit early, not knowing whether or not I was going to show. I originally posted that I was going to try my best to make it out, but I really wanted to ride, so I did make it, and it was a nice trip. As I mentioned, I got 12 miles in by heading north up to Longtown Road before cutting back onto Highway 1 and then going back up Route 34. It took me about an hour to complete. I ended up leaving at 8:27 because I thought maybe I'm early, which, if you know me, that's never the case. Leaving at 8 was the idea because we didn't want it to be really hot, as Memorial Day typically marks the beginning of summer. But if you've ever lived in South Carolina, you know that you can't really depend on the weather. This Memorial Day was overcast, so I ended up wearing long sleeves because I felt a little cold going outside testing the weather. I mentioned before that Memorial Day is typically the beginning of summer, and as a little kid, that's kind of what I thought. Pools would typically open, people would barbecue, and I never really thought about the true meaning of Memorial Day. I do remember my dad taking us up to the cemetery to put flowers on my grandpa Henry's grave every year. I never really paid attention to the date. I just remember it was right around the same time before school ended. Now, as a veteran, the thought of Memorial Day puts me back to the same place I was the first time the training instructors explained to us what TAPS was. I remember they waited until the third night because as we were coming from all over the United States, some of us didn't get there until the second or third day. I remember at about 5 minutes to 9, the instructor told us TAPS is the final call of the day and it marks lights out, quiet time on base. It's played to honor fallen military members. It's also sounded at military funerals in which members are expected to stand at attention and then salute for the entirety of the song. And that's why I ride. I think about my life and how blessed I am to be able to do this every year. I'm not going to take for granted the sacrifices that everybody gave who fought for my freedom. This is how I'm going to honor the memory of those people who have gone before me. From the Pine Grove Fire Department to Longtown Road was about 2 miles, and then I turned right up here onto Longtown Road until I got down to Highway 1. For it being around 9 a.m. on a Monday morning, it was very quiet and somber on the ride. There wasn't too much traffic, and that made it nice and peaceful. There was plenty of time for reflection. I wondered how people were going to celebrate the holiday. Did the county have any parades lined up where people signed up to go put flags on the gravestones of soldiers? Then I wondered how many people in the county had lost loved ones. That's why I really love cycling. It gives you a good chance to meditate on your thoughts. I was fortunate to be stationed at the Pentagon for 5 years, and during that time, I took a lot of trips out to Arlington National Cemetery. Words can't describe the feeling you get when you walk on these sacred grounds. The emotions that you feel can be overwhelming at times. And this only represents a small percentage of the 164 national cemeteries in the United States. As I ride today, I'm reminded of the courage and dedication of our fallen heroes. Every pedal stroke is a tribute to their memory. At this point, traffic began picking up, and I was kind of pulled back out of my thoughts. I saw a lot of boats coming and leaving, so maybe some people were getting off the lake from fishing, or maybe some were heading out to the lake to go spend some time with family on the water. Leave me a comment about what you did this past Memorial Day. As I got closer to Highway 1, the noise of the traffic got louder.
Look at that, already to Highway 1.
I was kind of surprised at how quick this ride really was. This was my first time riding this far down on Longtown Road. At this point, I was about 5 miles away from making it home. I was beginning to feel really happy because I turned a missed opportunity into a meaningful ride experience. I'm going to speed things up and transition through these last 5 miles. Look at how majestically that flag is flying. It's such a beautiful sight. There's quite a few cars out on the road for it being about 9:15 in the morning. And what is the deal with these drivers on Highway 34? I want to thank you for joining me on this Memorial Day ride. And thank you for those of you who made it this far in the video. Let's continue to honor and remember our heroes, not just today, but every day. If you found this video meaningful, please give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe for more content on cycling, health, and wellness. Thank you guys for joining me this Memorial Day. Did a quick 12 miles. I was hoping to meet up with some friends, but it looks like I didn't get there in time. Thanks.